This is Adelaide's FIVEaa.
Cloudy this afternoon, a top of 24 with the 4 o'clock news. I'm Michaela Kamarik.
All new 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander with 10-year warranty, 10 years capped price servicing at Agostino Mitsubishi.
A young man accused of going clubbing while COVID positive has escaped conviction. Mel Usher reports.
Last December, the then 19-year-old Ralph McIntosh was accused of partying at the Loverboy nightclub in Hindley Street, despite receiving a notification from SA Health that he'd returned a positive COVID test. Mr McIntosh appeared in the Magistrates Court this morning, pleading guilty to failing to comply with emergency management rules. But his plea referred to new charges relating to a visit to a coffee shop the morning after, when he was still supposed to be in ISO, not continuing to go clubbing on the Friday night and ignoring a directive. He was fined $1,000 but will only pay $600 due to a 40% early plea discount.
COVID hospitalisations have risen in SA. There are now 236 people in hospital, 13 in ICU and 2 on ventilators. Another 4,281 new cases have been recorded, 59 more than yesterday, but well down from last week's peak of over 6,000. The Prime Minister is resisting the temptation to criticise the opposition leader for stumbling on key economic indicators. Anthony Albanese was asked the official interest rate and Australia's unemployment rate but couldn't state either. It's an early election hiccup for the Labor camp, which has made cost of living a key issue. Scott Morrison says under his government, economy security has been front and centre.
Well, 0.1% is the cash rate. It's been there for some time. In addition to that, the unemployment rate, I'm happy to tell you, was 4% and is falling to a 50-year low. And it's come down from 5.7% when we were first elected.
Mr Albanese has admitted he made a mistake. He says he accepts responsibility for the error and won't seek to blame others. The Pope is calling for an Easter ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. He's spoken at the end of a Palm Sunday service for about 50,000 people in St. Peter's Square. Pope Francis is pleading for peace.
Si inizia una tregua pasquale.
Put the weapons down. Let an Easter truce start. Don't rearm and resume combat, but have a truce to reach peace through real negotiations. What victory is there in planting a flag on a pile of rubble?
Now turning to FIVEaa Sport. The Crows are 12th on the ladder after round 4 in the AFL. Adelaide went down to Essendon yesterday by 4 points, but coach Matthew Nick says Taylor Walker's return was a big boost.
I think he's really important to our group. He straightens us up. His experience he brings ahead of the ball. I think he took a little bit to settle into the game, as you'd expect, not being able to get too much of a hit out coming in, but I thought once he did settle, he showed that he just adds that tiny little bit more to us ahead of the ball.
American Scotty Scheffler has turned his momentum into a maiden Masters victory, winning his first green jacket at Augusta National. Aussie Cameron Smith finished in a tie for third. And Aussie driver Jack Miller has claimed his first podium finish of the MotoGP season, third at the Circuit of the Americas. Now checking FIVEaa traffic.
Few collisions to look out for the drive home at Mile End South. One smash there, South Road near Deakin Avenue. Another collision at Engle Farm, Nelson Road near Milne Road, and another one at Paralowie, Kings Road near Whites Road. Got some urgent sewer works at Hawthorne, Belair Road near Cross Road, and we've got cameras on the drive home, South Terrace, Paraka, Lyons Road, Holden Hill, Wellington Road at Mount Barker. At Jack's Tyres and Auto, get 20% off mechanical services and 10% off tyres till the end of the month. Call Jack's today to make a booking. Jack's Tyres and Auto, peace of mind driving. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEaa.
Now the FIVEaa forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Cloudy this afternoon, 24. Partly cloudy tomorrow, 24. Wednesday, mostly sunny, 27. And Thursday, possible showers, 27. Right now, it's 21. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News Tonight.
Prepare for pandemonium. The warning to South Australians about to take Easter holidays. Adelaide's COVID party boy. He's guilty but walks from court with a $600 fine. Hear from Port star Ollie Wines on his heart scare and his footy future. And driving to work versus public transport. We reveal which is cheaper in the long run. I'm Brenton Raglis. See the full story on 9 News tonight at 6. This is Rowey's Sports Show.
Stephen Rowe and Leith Forrest.
7 minutes after 4. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the show. What a weekend in sport.
Port Adelaide, a bit of hope, a bit of life. What's happened here? Was there a free kick down back? I reckon they've given away a free kick.
Yes, they have. It's against Butters.
It's Craig Goodwin to hang it up. It's Iwasuki. It's 1-0. One more. It goes up towards Himmelberg. It's a mark for the Bombers. They're going to win it.
As Charles Leclerc wins the Australian Grand Prix.
Salah. He's rolled it into the path of Sadio Mane.
Yes. The 22 Masters champion, Scotty Scheffler.
And she has, and she holds the ball up, Sarah Ellen. And Adelaide win their third flag in 6 years.
Stephen Rowe, good afternoon. Where do you start? There were highlights everywhere.
Well, straight off the bat, welcome, Leith. I think top billing is the Adelaide Crows, third AFLW flag and fourth grand final in 5 seasons. Remember, they had that COVID year. To Doc Clark and his support team and to the players, just a massive congratulations. I sat and watched it. It was... Look, it's thrilling to watch them play. Their commitment, both teams, was just unbelievable. People are right. It is a dynasty. You win 3. Here's Erin Phillips.
There's been a lot of noise, a lot of people talking about what's next. It's something that my wife Tracy and I will sit down and talk about, see what's next in life. There's more factors than just one simple choice for me. So we'll see how it goes. But right now, I'm just so proud to be a Crow.
So the high of winning a flag and everyone's like, what are you doing, Erin?
I know.
Where are you going?
It's a pity, but she commands that. 3-time premiership player, 2-time MVP, twice best on ground, 3-time All-Australian. It's rare. It's rare, but she deserves the right to decide her future in her own time. Now, if it's Port, it's Port. I doubt anyone would begrudge her that. I mean, that's the rare air I think she's in. And you know what? Either way, she's got options. It may even be America. We don't know. Give her time and space. It will happen. The other debate from the game was the disappointing crowd. And I'm wondering, was it disappointing? What was it? 16,700. Port had a poor crowd Thursday night. And let's look at the Showdown crowd. That was way down on what it used to be. Is this the new post-pandemic sporting landscape? People are timid to go out. I know the elderly still are.
Yeah, there's an element to that. It's also not a great time slot. So Ella had her netball, for example. There was a lot of amateur football and netball. There was a lot of country football. Kids sport was
Couldn't have been the worst time.
Saturday at 12 o'clock is not great. No. And to be fair to Port Adelaide, a Thursday night game, when the country people can't come, when you've got school the next day, that's not ideal either.
Yeah, it'll pick up. Hang in there. The Crows lost... Well, one they should have won, I think, yesterday. Bombers had 9 massive outs, caught it with Wills, just on Wills. Thursday night, the AFLW, the Sunday, we've all got the lurgy. I mean, you can hear me, I'm a chainsaw again, a steel shop chainsaw.
You sound like you've been out with the Crows.
He should be crook. He should be crook. He's not. Wills, you're an absolute star, mate. The Bombers had 9 big outs. They should have beaten them. They allowed them 65 inside 50s and 28 scoring shots. With Bix after 5, we'll speak to James Rowley about that. In the end, not good enough. Here's Nixie.
I thought we had our chances, going inside our forward half, and we found a way to give them the ball back, which is then really hard to defend.
Bit of polish needed.
Here we go. Go and watch the last 30 seconds of that game. And it frames Keezy. And I think Keezy typifies the team. He's gritty, massive heart,
gut
runs all day, never gives up. But when it's his turn to hurt the opposition, when the Crows' turn is to hurt the opposition, I just think they lack poise, composure and class. Himmelberg was out, hit him up, end of story, kicks the goal, you win. Have a listen.
Today, I thought some of our ball movement was really strong, as you said, but we cost ourselves. It was the area of the game where we let ourselves down, was our ability to execute and finish, especially front of centre.
Forward to centre, midfield forward connection, even with the Texan there, they need 5 Rochellis.
And there's great behind the goals vision of Mason Redman, who reads it perfectly and says, Keys cannot kick there, I'm going here. And what happens? He takes the intercept mark, game over.
Okay, that was good. He read that well. But lower your lamps and hit up Himmelberg. That's the class, I think, and the next stage the Crows need to go to. But I think the story of the night, we'll take that up with Bix. The positive of the night, the Texans back.
Walker should sit under this. Oh, he's marked it. He has. Now he swings around. Goal! Ball out the back to Walker. Walker can go for a goal, and he does!
Taylor Walker's back. Sue Walker plays on. He can go all the way here. Tex Walker just fires.
All day, every day.
Magnificent Taylor Walker. Here's Walker. Texie Walker's got another one. Oh, Tex, you're a star.
He's the most watchable Crow. Rochelle's going to get there. But when he's in that team, you're more likely to have a better result than a worse one. I love this man.
His first kick was out of bounds on the full, and you thought, he is rusty as an old gate.
And the last one...
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, but he kicked 4, but that last one, I called it with Wilds and Bix. I said this will go through post height. Didn't even make the distance. To get him back is great. I agree with Nixie. He straightens the team up. And I know, just speaking to the forwards, we'll speak to James Rowey about it, he just generals them. They're a better team,
much better.
Forward of centre with him there, and Matty Lloyd agrees.
These skills, Dame, are exquisite. For a key forward, I don't think there's a better kick in the game than Tex Walker, and Fogarty goes out and he made them a better side. I think he'll help them win another 2 or 3 games this year, Tex Walker.
Nice return.
10 score involvements, 2 goal assists and 4 goals. You take that all day, every day. Port lost last Thursday. We know that. They sit bottom 0-4. They got Carlton MCG, Leith, Easter Sunday. We'll talk about that with Timmy if you want to give him a call. Line up now. The good news, and it is solid news, Ollie Wines is all but back to normal with his heart rhythm, but he's going to miss a week.
It was more a heart rhythm issue that is pretty common in elderly people and elite athletes, so it's something that, once it was explained to me, it was very reassuring, and there's not too many long-term effects.
We'll not play this week, maybe 2. We'll speak to Doc Larkins, Leith, with Timmy G. Prognosis is great. I believe Tim's son had exactly the same thing, so stay with us. Tim will tell us about that.
So what I'm led to believe with that is that the heart won't keep Ollie out of the game. It's the medicine that he's taking for the heart, so I'm assuming blood thinners, etc., where they don't want him to play. So a couple of weeks for Ollie on the sidelines, get right and then come back in.
It's very common with elite athletes, has nothing to do with vaccinations. His doctor's details will remain private. And as we said, they got Carlton this week. And thanks to Channel 9, here's Port skipper Tommy Jonas. He spoke about his under-fire coach, Ken Hinkley.
Him not being there doesn't even enter my psyche, I suppose. I've spent such a long time with him, got such a great relationship and full confidence in the way he's coached us.
It's only going to magnify, we know that. And they need to string some wins together. So I thought I'd look at a block of 4. I know when we played, it was always a block of 4. You live in the moment, I get that. You live for the now. You're Norton 4, you're only going to look at Carlton at the MCG. Sunday, Carlton MCG, Cripps is out. Winnable. Eagles at home. Nick Nat-Nui's now out for 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks. Massive out.
Correct.
And they're banged up.
And they've had
with injury.
No consistency.
St Kilda at Marvel. Hot and cold. They can't keep that form up. Then Bulldogs at home. No reason why they couldn't win all 4 of those, because they owe the Bulldogs. Now, Port supporters, 4-4. Sounding a bit better?
It is.
Is that sounding just a little bit better?
Just to play devil's advocate, they could also be 0-8.
Holy.
Which I know Port fans
Timmy
don't want to hear
G's
that.
in the building.
I know. Master v Apprentice this weekend. Ken Hinkley, Michael Voss.
Get out.
Just sets it up beautifully.
Couple more, Man City, Liverpool, who got up? That was a draw, 7 games left, 1 point the difference. That is going to be riveting the next 5 or 6 weeks.
Liverpool fought their way back twice. It was amazing.
Daniel Ricciardo finished 6th in the Aussie Grand Prix. Over 400,000 attended the Grand Prix over 4 days. 400,000.
Netflix and 2 years of no race here. That's what they're saying.
I reckon that's what it'll be.
It's Drive to Survive, and it's the fact that it's been starved in Melbourne, and 400 went out across the 4 days.
And Daniel Ricciardo pulls a crowd.
So
sadly, Cam Smith in golf, well, he imploded, is that the word, on that par 3 13th finish, tied for 3rd, 5 off the pace. I will tell you this right now, he will win it one day. Here's Cam.
Just too many mistakes. I feel like maybe my 2 bogeys on the front 9 weren't quite deserved. Kind of, I guess, halted the momentum a little bit. Got off to a really good start, birdie in the first 2, and then 2 bogeys to follow that just really slowed me down. And poor shot on 12, and there was the tournament.
We were all rooting for him, and unfortunately didn't get there. Had a Greg Norman-esque last day.
Port supporters, Timmy G is in after 4:30. We'd love your calls. Get on the blower now. And Biggs joins us after 5 with our midfield forward transition coach, James Rowey.
That's right. You okay?
Oh, well, I just was going to cough.
Just stand by. I'll look after
Leith,
you.
I'm like a steel shop chainsaw, mate.
Eb Marinoff also is going to join us, the premiership-winning Adelaide Crow. We look forward to Martin Blake from Golf Australia to talk about that. And most importantly, your calls. There were so many highlights across the weekend. What was the thing that jumped out at you? Good or bad? Let us know now. 8223 0000, text or call. We'll get to those right after this.
Each week on Rowey's Sports Show, Rowey invites some of his pals from the world of sport onto the show for a chat. Thanks to Pals, Parafield Airport Liquor, home of the hardest to find wines, beers and spirits. Life's better with your pals.
Want a golden egg this Easter? The Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery is giving 5 lucky winners $50,000 each in our Easter Bonanza draws. Get your tickets by midnight Thursday and you could make it an Easter to remember. Plus, your tickets stay in the draw for the ultimate $4 million grand prize in Henley Beach. Join the fight. Get your tickets today at homelottery.com.au. Licence M141166.
Don't just send it, ace it.
If your current job is driving you bonkers, well, get outdoors and hit the road. Here's Chris from ASIC Couriers to tell you how.
Thanks, Rowey. ASIC Couriers is growing, and we need more drivers to keep our promise of perfect service. So if you want a career that'll take you places, get in touch with us at ASIC Couriers. Visit asiccouriers.com.au.
Don't just send it, ace it.
Need an electrician and need one today? Ken Hall Electricians do it all. From lighting, power points and appliance installation to a full house rewire. No job is too big or small. Give Ken a call. Ken Hall Electricians. 8364 5855.
Well, not to brag, but the biggest names in the AFL are at Rowey's place. They're smaller than expected, a little two-dimensional, but only because they're this season's AFL sports card. If you want some fresh cardboard or you're hunting down a rare collectible, here's what you know, Rowey, about sports card world. Doesn't matter what age or demographic you are, everyone loves a footy card.
I do.
And it's the place to be, especially on release day. The 2022 Team Coach AFL footy cards have hit the shelves. There is a frenzy. Your son features on a card.
Little J. Rowe.
Did you get a card back in the day?
Nah, they don't put buckle wheels on cards, mate.
If you want to own a piece of history, Sport Card World stock footy cards all the way back to 93. You just missed out. There's nothing like turning the pages through AFL's greatest moments in time. Head down to Sports Card World to get your hands on the new 2020 footy cards. They're also giving a box away and a protective album to the caller of the day today.
Brilliant.
So be a part of the show. Get into Sports Card World, reach an arcade, Rundle Mall, and own a little piece of AFL history yourself.
This is the sound of Julian's bargain price vacuum with deep express suction. This is the sound of Julian trying to fix his bargain price vacuum, which infuriates him deeply. Yes, this is the sound of bargain regret. When it comes to the important stuff, like insurance, don't risk it. Go to Amy instead. Who offers great value cover you won't regret? Amy does. Before buying insurance issued by FIVEaa Limited Trading as Amy, read the PDS at amy.com.au. TMD also available.
G'day, it's Jared for Wayville Mitsubishi. The iconic Wayville Australian Motors Mitsubishi showroom on Goodwood Road is going through an incredible rebuild, but the sales and service centre are still open. Same location, different entrance. Right now you'll need to enter via Goodwood Road for sales and via Davenport Lane for service. Looking for a new Mitsi or servicing your existing car? Get in touch with the amazing team at Wayville Mitsubishi opposite the showgrounds. Driven by Australian Motors. LVD 80.
Scraped your caravan? Walker Crash Repairs, an RAA approved caravan crash repairer.
This is Rowey's Sports Show.
21 minutes after 4, you're spotting highlights and lowlights of the weekend in just 1 second. Buying your first Mazda, trading in or servicing? edwardstownmazda.com.au.
Few collisions to look out for on the drive home. One at Mile End South, South Road near Deakin Avenue. Another one on Eagle Farm, Nelson Road near Milne Road. And another collision at Paralawi. Hawthorne, urgent sewer works there. Belair Road near Cross Road. And Plimpton works on Anzac Highway near Charles Street. So as you're heading inbound, pretty slow going at the moment too. Cameras, Junction Road, Balhanna, Lyons Road, Holden Hill. Driving confidence is all about the tyre you choose. Trust Hankook Tyres for safety, performance and reliability. Ask for Hankook at your next tyre change. Hankook Tyres, safe fuel. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hello there, Ian.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. You were talking about 400,000 people over 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
Guess how many we had in 1995 for the last Grand Prix?
I was there for that one.
Guess how many we had?
How many?
Over 4 days.
How many?
550,000.
Wow.
And at the time was a world record for any 4-day event in the world.
Wow. Ian, thank you for that. So, Melbourne,
You're
put that in your pipe and smoke it.
The concert?
Exactly.
Bon Jovi.
Exactly.
On the
Was
Sunday
too.
night. Thank you, Ian. 74,000 Thursday, 102 Friday, 139,000 Saturday, and on the Sunday, the sold-out signs, 210 attended the 95 Adelaide Alive Grand Prix.
And Ian, we lofted to the big buffheads in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Got our lunch cut.
Read
the
that
biggest
story on the
lunch
weekend.
cut in
Oh.
the history. Well, other than Port Adelaide cutting the Crows' lunch back in 1990.
Don't mention
that
the
was
war.
pretty big. Hello, Tony.
Yeah, Rowey, just got 3 quick things I want to say, so just hear me out. And it's a summary of an insights that I've been watching in the Crows games. The first one is designated kicker. We had a situation 4 times on the weekend where Tommy Doedee kicked out to a 1 Crow v 3 Essendon players. Now, he's an experienced player, so I wouldn't say it's a lack of experience there, but maybe they've got to look at who the designated kicker is that can hit targets and not make decisions about 1v3 where it comes straight back in. Second point, Adelaide's midfield, 3 players, Matty Crouch, Benny Keys and young Schomburg, still learning his craft, are not able to hit targets moving into the forward 50. Now, that's killing us. Young Benny Keys gets lots of the ball, Benny Keys, but twice now he's had ball in dying minutes of close games, hasn't been able to execute the final play, hasn't been able to do it. So that brings me to the third point. So Adelaide's got something to do with their midfield. If Riley Thilthorpe and young Fogarty go back into the Sandfield to learn their craft, how is it that we have a seasoned midfielder who hasn't got a right foot? Surely someone's working on that, and surely someone's helping him to lower his eyes to hit targets. When we had targets free in those dying minutes, we had forwards that were free, and he hit the Essendon player straight on the chest. Now, that brings me to the next point. When we get into the dying minutes of a close game, surely there has to be a team directive to say, get the ball into safe hands. Safe hands are players that make smart decisions with the ball and can execute the kicks. Players like James Rowe, Brodie Smith, Dawson, Walker. You've got to be looking at these guys that you get the ball into their hands, they make smart play with their mind, and they can execute the kicks to advantage. Surely that's got to be part of their talking right now, because their midfielders are killing it going forward. And how are the forwards supposed to get a ball when the midfield, a lot of them, can't execute kicks to hit targets?
Yeah, look, I can't disagree with any of that. We'll take that up with Bix after 5, but all of them they mentioned, they've got massive hearts. Keezy, oh my God, with 27 seconds on the clock, he's on the halfback flank. He sprinted to get on the end of it. He's done all the hard work.
Gut runs.
Lower your lamps and hit up Himmelberg. The Crows win. He wasn't the only one. Hello, Jason.
G'day, Rowey and Tim. How are you?
Timmy's not in yet. He's in at 4:30, but he's listening.
Please, I'd like to make observation on your second team, Port Adelaide. Well, their players are letting them down this year, not Hinkley. To your supporters, to Port Adelaide supporters, it's not Hinkley who should go, it's some of your players who are letting your team down badly. So I say to you, who follow Port Adelaide, get off Ken Hinkley's back. He is only doing his best.
Yeah,
he cannot pull in the boots.
Yeah, thank you, Jason from Mooroolbark in Victoria.
Spoke very well.
Surname, Jason Hinkley.
That's right.
But I'm with you, Jace, 100%. Give him time. They'll turn it around. Hello, Paul.
Hey, guys. How you doing? Just wanted to touch base with you, Stephen, about that disallowed goal in the second quarter that Ben Keys obviously clearly did touch by his fingernail. The goal umpire called it a goal, and the guys in the bunker or whatever it is said that there was conclusive evidence that it did touch the finger. How did you see it?
Seeing it live and calling it was inconclusive. I was calling it inconclusive, but I normally always revert back to the clear, calm mind of Bix. And Bix noticed the body language of Keezy. Keezy put his hand on his head, signalling he touched it. And look, frame for frame, his finger did bend back. So it was the right call. A disappointing call, but the right call, Paul.
I understand that Benny body language gave it away, but I don't know if that's part of the actual review process, is it?
No,
I didn't see
nor do I.
move.
But I think the finger bent back.
The honesty policy.
Hey, they lose by 4 points. That's a goal by Murph.
Harry
days.
Mackay did it in the late game yesterday. Michael Voss was asked in the presser about that. He said, I'm going to sort of plead the fifth. I'm going to take that because the players are being too honest. They're saying, no, that was touched, set up.
Too many Adam Gilchrist.
That's right.
Hey, there's a sip and save text. So a cardiologist rules out myocarditis and pericarditis, a known side effect of the mRNA vaccine. I presume that's the COVID vaccine.
Correct.
Yet the anti-vaxxers who didn't run the tests on Ollie know better. And now it's a hush-up conspiracy theory. Righto, Julie. Julie, I am with you on that. So they're better than the scientists. Now they're better than the doctors. Now they know more. They reckon the media hush it up. The AFL hush it up. Can you be that dumb?
It's exhausting how...
No, it is, but can individuals be that dumb?
No, they're just trying to control the narrative, unfortunately, and using people like
But
Ollie.
on what? There's no science.
Well,
the doctor came out and said there's no link to the vaccinations.
Remember the day when
they know better.
Remember the day when people believed science and doctors? That was
a good day.
5AA breakfast.
The Whispering Wall in Williamstown has failed a safety test. This is really a concerning headline. If a flood occurred, the wall would burst and put 6,500 residents in Gawler and Angle Vale at risk.
I've got to say, if I lived in Gawler or Angle Vale, people there have got every right to be shaking their head in disbelief about this story.
Informing Adelaide.
The report was made available to the Marshall government last year, but was never made public.
6 a.m. weekdays on 5AA.
No need to wait. The Good Guys Doorbuster Deals is on now. It's the Easter sale not to be missed. Hop in-store, online or on the phone now to grab yourself a deal at the Good Guys Easter Doorbuster Deals.
What's for dinner? Coles have over 100 easy recipes for you to try, all made with 5 ingredients in 30 minutes or less. Head to coles.com.au right now to find out what's for dinner. That's value the Australian way at Coles.
Well, to stand the test of time and to be adored by all, you need to be tough, you need to be made of the good stuff, you need style, tons of character. Like Tim Geneva, coming up after the news. You need to be like a Playford paver. How's this, Timmy? Playford Pavers, one of the few companies that still make their own pavers for driveways, outdoor entertaining areas, paths, all in a great range of colours and textures. And because Playford Pavers make their own, you'll pay less.
I've been there, I've seen it. I've seen them actually being made. It's incredible.
If you want to do it on a budget too, you don't have to compromise on quality and range. Playford Pavers, definitely the people you should be talking to because you're buying direct from the manufacturer. They'll deliver for free in the metro area for orders over a certain square meterage, and they've got all the gear for retaining walls as well. Jump online, have a look, or do as Tim did. Pay a visit. playfordpavers.com.au.
G'day South Australia, the Cheats here. Over the years I've seen some great South Australian teams, but the best has to be the team from BL Shipway, who I've known for over 30 years. They've been looking after the state's hydraulic and pneumatic needs since 1953. You can find them on Richmond Road with stock on hand from quality brands like Ryco, Rexroth, Hydac and Enerpac. If you can't get to them, they'll send a Ryco 24/7 van to you anytime, anywhere. blshipway.com.au, a South Australian team you can count on.
Caritas Retirement Villages presents The Blue Brick Road. This one-day event showcases the best in independent retirement living. There'll be 5 stops featuring 5 Caritas villages with complimentary catering and entertainment along the way. If you're thinking about right-sizing, just follow The Blue Brick Road on Wednesday, April 27th. Call Caritas Retirement Villages today to book a free tour on 1300 796 311. Caritas Retirement Villages, building better communities.
Take a look at the service sticker on your windscreen. If it's overdue, it's time to call 1300 Automasters. Don't delay. Fix now, pay later options available. There's over 20 Automasters service and repair centres offering great service guaranteed.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good afternoon, I'm Michaela Kamarek. Day one on the campaign trail has been dominated by a mistake from the Labor leader. Anthony Albanese couldn't name Australia's official interest rate and unemployment rate despite campaigning on cost of living measures. Ralph McIntosh, who was accused of partying while COVID positive, has escaped conviction and been fined $600. A new commander is at the helm of Russia's military as it refocuses its assault on Ukraine's east. And West Coast Eagles star Nick Natanui will be sidelined sideline indefinitely with a knee injury. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Look out for works at Plimpton. That's on Anzac Highway near Charles Street as you're heading inbound. Got a lane closed there and speeds at 40. More works at Prospect, Churchill Road near Boyle Street causing delays. That's affecting both directions. And there's gas works to look out for too on the drive home at Bedford Park. It's on Sturt Road near Bradley Grove as you're heading towards the beach. Busy South Road near Cross Road with Cameras Barnes Road Glynde and Flaxley Road at Mount Barker. The federal election has been announced. All Australian citizens 18 and over must be enrolled to vote. Enrol or update your details by 7:30pm Monday, April 18th at aec.gov.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Cloudy tonight, a low of 14. Partly cloudy tomorrow, a top of 25. Right now it's 21. More news at 5 o'clock and As It Happens on 5AA.
Walker Crash Repairs. For easy insurance repairs on your caravan. Get it fixed right with Walker Crash Repairs.
This is Rowey's Sports Show.
27 minutes to 5 if you get on the 5AA live stream, Facebook or YouTube, proudly partnering with Cancer Council SA. You can see Tim, you can see Rowey. If you time it very nicely, you'll see Michaela too. So make sure you do it. YouTube and Facebook. Thanks to the amazing sports bar in the Lakes Hotel, West Adelaide. Woo-hoo! You can see every game live and loud. We love the Lakes.
Tim Ginnivan.
The Lakes, Greg Fay, great man, very generous heart. Does he let you sing there? He wouldn't, would he? I wouldn't have thought so.
He's not that silly.
He's not that
He's
silly.
a professional businessman.
How do you fix where you're at, Timmy?
Yeah, look,
0-4.
Look, it seems like an eternity ago, that game, doesn't it? Back
It does.
Thursday night. But look, they were what I thought they were trying to do. They were giving effort. They were tackling hard. They were trying to put as much pressure on as possible.
That first quarter was outstanding.
And they were
football.
really having a dip. Just the continued, and this is what Port, unfortunately, has been known for, a lot of inside 50s, not a lot of result.
Yeah, conversion's poor.
Conversion's really poor. So it just felt like, how long are they going to hang on to this 0-0 draw? And it was about, halfway through that second quarter when Melbourne went bang, 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 and kicked 6 in a row.
Ollie's off, the pressure in the midfield.
Correct.
Someone has to step up. The next minute, the damn ball broke.
It certainly did, and when it did, it broke badly. But you just saw how far Port have fallen away from the reigning premier, and it's a really big gap at the moment. And they're digging deep now to find out how do we get back to a level that we can start to win again. Because when you're 0-4, it's like you might get in another winning position, but the secret is not freezing up. And what I'm seeing at the moment is a team that is actually has a very low risk profile. In other words, they're not prepared to take that game on when it should be taken on, not prepared to perhaps give that extra one over there, or perhaps, just take
Pull
that
the trigger on that 45 in the corridor.
You've got it.
Yeah.
So all of that's gone because you just don't want to make the mistake anymore.
Self-preservation.
Well, so a bit of self-preservation, but also the fear of turnover rather than the lack of fear of turnover. So it's a really tough one to just say, oh, look, take the game on, but it's got to come from within each one of those players. So, look, I'd be looking, and it was interesting. I got a message from a guy. He's a Crow supporter and a Rooster supporter, and he said, Timmy, why aren't you getting Rosie back to where he played a flag?
Where was that?
At half-back flank in the North Adelaide side. Now, it was an interesting comment because the reason Josh Carr played him there was he didn't want to risk him in an area, because he was still is very slightly built, but he was very lightly built back then. But he just wanted to, and he did show the ability to intercept, take marks courageously, run off, and he's a good kick. So it's not silly if you're trying to get a guy like, and we know, one of the great sayings Jack used to say to us is, hey, you don't lose your talent, you only lose your confidence. And I think at the moment there's a lot in that barrel that they've lost their confidence.
Yeah, good point.
And Rosie's one of them, I think. And if it means going back to halfback and finding that, maybe that's a good move.
Yeah. Keep your calls coming in. Timmy G here. We'll take them shortly. Ollie's out of his heart scare, if you like. Fingers crossed it is 1 week. Likely to be 2. But you've got a personal story to tell. Very similar.
Oh, look, yeah, it was interesting. My lad, when he was around about sort of 13, 14 years of age, he was lining up for, the clubs are doing a really good sentiment to Anzac Day, and they're lining up and they're doing little pre-game stuff, and it's fantastic. Well, he was lining up. It was around about a 26-degree day, and he collapsed.
Over he went.
And then 2 or 3 others did as well. But then it probably would have been a few months later, was at high school, and he collapsed again. And it was like, okay, something's not right here. So we took him in, and they put a little monitor under his skin into his heart so that they were able to, I don't know if he's still got it in there or not, but what they were able to do, and you could see it was quite a lump on his chest there, and what they were able to do is
records everything.
Records all the measurement of the heart and how it's going and making sure that it's in sync. So it's very interesting.
It's a form of pacemaker, but it's
correct.
But it's there to record so the cardiologist
can get the data and they can decide what they want to do from there. So yeah, fantastic.
Well, we're going to speak to Doc Larkins after the break, and he's going to let us know exactly where that sits. So,
and also, I think what I'm keen to ask the doc is, what's the treatment or the care from here? How
is it? Just medication?
What happens to Ollie from here? Yeah. Does he just take a few blood thinners for 2 weeks and then he's okay after that?
Doc Larkins will be all over it. Hello, George.
Yeah, g'day, boys. How are we?
You got
George.
Timmy.
Hello.
G'day, mate.
You got Timmy, George.
Yeah, how are we?
All right, buddy.
Well, George, I'm not good, mate. I sound like a chainsaw. I got the bloody vid again.
No, Rowey, you'll be right, mate.
Okay.
No, it was Port Adelaide. We see the forward as always, and look like we're still relying on a Dixon who's not there. Well, why don't we stick someone like Stummy Hayes forward and see what he can do? See if he can create a contest.
Yeah, George, I actually wrote it down in my notes. I sort of said 2 weeks ago, I think we need some help for Scott Lysett. Now, I don't know how he's going to pull up. That shoulder looked pretty sore. Now, if it has popped out...
He has to play this week.
Oh, no, he has to. Well, sorry, I thought you meant Scotty Lysett. but I thought... If that's really sore, I mean, that's even more reason to probably bring Hayes in. Watch him at the Maggies. He was pretty competitive, took a nice big clunk up forward too. I think if he's deep, at least he brings a taller defender with him, and that allows Georgie Artisan and Marshall and perhaps Finlayson, who kicked 6 on the weekend, to come in, rotate through there and do their stuff by leading up. And I think that's one of the things that Port Adelaide haven't done well in the past is hit a lead up forward, and perhaps the forwards aren't doing their gig as well. So a bit to be bitten off them, but I'm with George. I think Sam Hayes probably has to play this week.
George, I reckon there's a bit of a trend, and I reckon Port started this with Lysett and Laddams, the 2 ruckmen that share the role and one can go forward, and they've recruited for exactly that. If you look at the Demons, Gawn and Jackson.
Yep, great. Probably the best combo now.
Cannot stop them.
Yep.
St Kilda now, Marshall and Ryder.
Yep.
Geelong have got Stanley and Blitzcarves. They've gone back to that. 2 ruckmen that share the ruckload. Even the Gold Coast have got Witts and Chol.
That can absolutely produce. And I think Carlton are great with Pitnet and DeConning when they've got those 2 together. And I think they missed that combination on the weekend.
And that's where you saw yesterday, Tom DeConning had to ruck on his own and got hammered.
So when there's one, Riley O'Brien, Lionheart, no question, they wear them down.
Correct, but you need your second one, don't you?
Port
you really
started
do.
That. They've got to get him in. Hello, Lauren.
Hello. Look, Tim, I just wanted to ask a question to you, if I could, please.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot on the television. It's hard, when I sit in the eastern stand when I watch the footy, so I can't see, anywhere near the coaching box or anything. So, when I look at Ken Hinkley, he always appears to be sitting in a box alone. Do you notice that, or is that? Am I seeing right that he doesn't have anyone in that box with him?
There are other people in there, Lauren. That's come in since COVID. That's about that, distancing, socially distancing, making sure it's the right metre and a half apart. That's why you can't see anybody else in the shot. There's definitely people in the box. And sometimes they probably wish they were.
and can I please ask another question? I want a bit of a comeback tonight, if I may, and I want clarity, please. You were one of the instigators of the One Club, weren't you?
Yes, Lauren.
For many, many years on this show, you might say on the Quarantine KG or whoever show it has been.
Yep.
We have always been told that, no, it's not the One Club. Now, I remember you, and I remember several other of your teammates there, Scott Hodges and quite a few on the night, that the Port Adelaide Club was being announced.
We launched the Guernsey, yes, in 95.
Yes. Now, Timmy, please, just for all the people out there, for me, that are uneducated. What is the Port Adelaide Football Club to you?
Port Adelaide Football Club started in 1870 and we elevated ourselves into the AFL in 1997. And don't worry about what anybody else says, Lauren, because they're not one of us, so don't worry about it. It's done, said, it's one club.
It's one club. Thank you, Lauren. Hello, Nick at McGill.
I'm well, thank you. How are you, Stephen?
Yeah, very good. We got Timmy here with us.
Yes, and Tim and Liz. I think Liz knows me, Nico from McGill. I'm going to come at something from a different angle. I've been listening to what's been happening, the aftermath of the loss and that, and poor old Ken's copping it left, right and centre. Well, I used to get this, like some advice from my father and my grandfather to say, when you have to resolve a problem, you use logic to discover the reason for the problem, and then you reason with logic to find the solution or a solution. So I think if everybody just calms down, they sit down and start evaluating what was right, what was wrong, and get back to the basics and work hard at it, I think that they'll do a lot better by being positive like that than everybody blaming everybody and saying, I should have done this, I should have done that. To me, it's all wrong. They've got to now regroup and everybody's got to get behind them and try and work out what it was and really work from there and solve it.
Yeah, I'm sure internally, Nick, that's what they're doing. They'd be assessing that game, every game that they play with all the coaches, and that's what they do. They review the game, they show the players, they talk about what they're trying to achieve and what they need to achieve, and then they try and do that. So, yeah, a lot of what you're probably hearing is a lot of the frustration on the outside.
Nick, I'll say this, and it's like in any walk of life. If you feel you're still, as a leader, a part of the solution moving forward, you'll grit, you'll fight, and you'll see it through. Not blindly, but because you're getting feedback from all the people. As soon as you feel like you're part of the problem, and remember that was the great quote that Don Pike said. He said, I feel like I'm part of the problem now. So it's a circuit breaker, I'm out. All coaches are aware of that, and Ken would be very, very aware of that. Now, all I'll say is that Hawthorn game, they wouldn't want another one of those. And I don't think there's a tipping point for 05, 06, 07.
No, it's just about the way you go about it.
I think that's going to be more to the point because they've got a lot out. They've got Ollie out this week. Maybe Aaliyah comes back. There's a lot of injuries, a lot of reasons. Ken's one of those games away from not being there.
Well, we'll see what happens, but I'm with you on...
Would you agree with that?
I'm with you on the performance.
Yeah.
I think...
It's more the performance.
What I saw on the weekend, or on Thursday night, was they were completely outclassed by a better team. What I did see was they just kept trying, and that's what Port Adelaide people want. Just keep trying, because that game could have blown out to a 10-goal loss easily. It ended up being a 5-goal loss, but it was probably the goalless first half that just absolutely hit everybody right where it hurts, and it was the first time ever in their 25 years in the AFL that they've never scored a goal in the first half. So that one was really hard. At half-time, I ran around the boundary line to get up and do the half-time highlights, and it wasn't a great feeling.
Straight in the nurries. We'll speak about that with Doc Larkin.
Well done, Nico. Good call. Take the emotion out. Very sensible call.
Well, he's in the running for something.
Not sure what it's doing on this show. Lakes
Hotel,
West Lakes. Tim Jennifer is here.
Yeah,
if you're buying your first Mazda, trading and servicing, edwardstownmazda.com.au.
At Kaipo, there's a smash involving a horse float on Ruckman Road near Brookman Connell Road. Regency Park, look out for a breakdown. South Road near Grand Junction Road, and Plimpton works on Anzac Highway near Charles Street. Sash heading inbound, one lane closed and speeds at 40. Busy South Road near Cross Road with Cameras Junction Road, Balhanna, Lyons Road, Holden Hill. For a limited time, ABN holders can enjoy a 4.99% interest rate. That's on GLC and GLE mid-size SUVs when you finance with Mercedes-Benz Financial. Ends April 30. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Join David and Will each Friday on the 5AA Breakfast Show as they speak to power excitement machine Orazio Fantasia.
Orazio!
Thanks to Rainwise Pools. Family owned, building pools in SA for over 15 years. Google Rainwise Pools Adelaide.
G'day, it's Mark Bickley. For most business PC brands, a 4-hour service guarantee means they'll call you back in 4 hours. But at Leader Computers, a 4-hour service guarantee on Leader's business range means they'll come to your worksite and have you back in business inside 4 hours. Leader Computers are local, made here in Adelaide with better service, better support and speedy turnaround times. Live life local. Live life Leader. Leader Computers. Find your local dealer at leadersystems.com.au.
So, why go with NRG Solar?
The solar system installed by NRG Solar has made us change our habits in relation to the use of electricity. We followed the advice to use most of the electricity, like the aircon, during the day. And so I think that's a way of forcing the prices down as well. We have solar monitoring, and I consult it most every day, and it's been very useful to see the trends.
Visit nrgsolar.com.au.
Now listen up, I know the Easter break is coming and it's going to be exciting because you get the chance just to sit around with friends and family and, just sip a couple of beautiful wines. Well, I'm here to tell you about one of the greatest deals ever, Gomersall Wines. They've got a great offer coming up for Easter. Now, 5AA listeners, listen to this. Special deal, 30% off. How do I know this? Because I've done it. I went online and I'll tell you, I am challenged in the IT area. And I did it all by myself, Rowey. All by myself I did it. Now, I can't profess to be any wine expert, but I do reckon you could pair this with, one of your milk chockies, a nice Shiraz with it. I've had the Reserve Shiraz, and it's
I'd have that with Hagues.
Yeah, great call. Or a hot cross bun with a vintage fortified wine.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I like a little port. Go online shop. That's gomersallwines.com.au, GOMERSAL wines.com.au, and when you check it out, enter the code 5AA, all in capitals. I did exactly that, and you'll save 30%. It's that easy.
That is amazing.
Plus, you know what else I'm going to get with it? Because it's coming this week. They throw in a free Magnum at the value of $50 with every dozen purchased. And of course, I made sure.
Well, I'm coming to your joint,
12. You are invited, my friend,
Gomersall.
easily. Take advantage of the amazing offer just in time for the Easter long weekend. 30% off, plus the free Magnum for every dozen purchased. Go to Gomersall Wines website for this special 5AA offer. Visit gomersallwines.com.au.
Fresh nuts, mouth-watering chocolates and eye-popping Easter gifts. G'day, I'm Brett Charlesworth, and there are 3 irresistible reasons to include Charlesworth nuts on your Easter shopping list. If you're a connoisseur looking for the absolute best and freshest nuts and can taste the difference, then give us a try. Share them with your guests or give a Charlesworth Easter gift and watch their eyes light up. 11 family-owned South Aussie stores, or shop online right now and get it delivered. Why Charlesworth? Because fresh nuts taste better.
Want a golden egg this Easter? The Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery is giving 5 lucky winners $50,000 each in our Easter Bonanza draws. Get your tickets by midnight Thursday and you could make it an Easter to remember. Plus, your tickets stay in the draw for the ultimate $4 million grand prize in Henley Beach. Join the fight. Get your tickets today at homelottery.com.au. Licence M141166.
No need to wait. The Good Guys Doorbuster Deals is on now. It's the Easter sale not to be missed. Hop in-store, online or on the phone now to grab yourself a deal at the Good Guys Easter Doorbuster Deals.
Scraped your caravan? Walker Crash Repairs, an RAA approved caravan crash repairer.
This is Rowey's Sports Show.
10 minutes to 5. Dr. Peter Larkins very shortly in and out of surgery. We'll get the latest on Ollie Wines.
We certainly will. We're going to take your calls as well. We got Timmy G in here. Have you heard that Olivia's back or not?
I'm hearing rumours that he might. Yeah. And I tell you what, if he comes back as good as Tom Cleary, we'd all be happy.
Didn't he come back?
Tommy rolled straight in, didn't he? He was fantastic.
Doc Larkin shortly. Hello, Leith.
Hi. I just want to talk about the Adelaide Crows on the weekend. The ladies. They were fantastic.
Wasn't it?
But I want to complain about the Melbourne-centric coverage of the whole thing.
Disgraceful.
They were terrible. It was all about how Daisy should do this. And honestly, Taylor Harris, she gets so much coverage, but she must have nightmares about Chelsea Randall standing there, because she never does anything. The umpiring was terrible. They got 22 free kicks. Adelaide got 11. No wonder the crowd had a bit of a boo.
Leith, winners are grinners, buddy.
Yeah, I understand that.
We bought it right up them.
This chat about a medal being named after Daisy Pearce. I mean, Aaron Phillips owns her. it's like, it'd be like saying, right, Russell Ebert should have the Brownlow named after him or something or other. She's done stuff in the VFL. Fantastic player, fantastic personality. But, God, I just get sick.
Leith, I said exactly the same on my brekkie cross with David and Will this morning.
But don't run Daisy Pearce down too much. In terms of...
We're not running her down.
The lower level...
It's not her fault.
No, it's the media trying to make her out as the AFLW...
That's what I said on brekkie.
...greatest ever player.
The VFL media, I'm not going to call them AFL, that VFL media-centric. First to move the grand final of the MCG. Oh, you won't get a crowd. Well, they only got 16,000, but there's reasons for that. Then they want to call it the Daisy Pearce medal. Just hand it to her. Tim, they don't hand bloody premierships out.
Yeah, it's a
it's
a bugbear with me as well. I think the players from WA and SA and the like, if they were in Victoria, the lauding that would go on for some of those would be amazing. It'd be incredible. And even, when Brisbane were having their dynasty of 3 in a row, those players weren't as revered as what anybody from Melbourne is.
Just on the other point, it was funny, Elspeth Hussey, who was doing the MC work, said, let's put our hands together for the umpires. Didn't go all that well at the end of the game.
Was that on the script?
Yeah, got a little bit of a boo, didn't go quite so well.
What do you expect?
Dr. Peter Larkins is about a minute away. Timmy... Ken's hands tied. This is from Steve of Hectorville. The Port Magpies haven't won a game either, therefore no one is putting their hand up. There's no pressure from below.
Yeah, they had a fair game against South and had a lead for a while there, and South ran over the top of them in the last quarter, but Finlayson kicked 6. Sam Hayes played a pretty reasonable game. Marty Frederick did very well as well at 21 and a goal. He came on as a sub and did all right in that game as well. So I thought, there's a few there that... and Kane Farrell made a bit of a successful return. And I'm saying about good kicks, it'd be great to have Houston and Kane Farrell on either wing, wouldn't it?
And then
inside,
and then Ollie Wines Connor Rosie on the halfback flank, like you said.
Could really work nicely.
Yeah.
Marco from Port Adelaide says, Tim, can you please explain how Darcy Byrne-Jones isn't copping any heat? Runs around, doesn't seem to have an opponent, and is not always the best with ball in hand.
Yeah, well, his first 2 kicks, he ran past in the centre, received, and then just tumble punted with no pressure into. He needs to tidy up a lot with his kicking, no doubt, and I agree with that comment.
Let's get the latest on Ollie Wines with a pow of the show for Parafield Airport Liquor, home of the hardest to find wines, beer and spirit. Life's better with your pals.
Well, he had a heartbeat that was irregular or out of rhythm. Joining us, our go-to AFL doc, Dr. Peter Larkins. Doc, thanks for your time.
Very nice to talk to you again.
What do you understand it to be, and what is it? And give us the, palpitations, how dangerous, etc.
Yeah, well, there are different variations of heart arrhythmia. I mean, over the course of the journey, there's been a number of players that have had different one. I suppose the most famous one in recent times, Dillard Robertson, who collapsed, as you might remember, in the Geelong game just behind the play, and he's unconscious on the ground with an irregular heartbeat. And I remember the days when Nathan Eagleton was playing at Port. Glenn Jakovic in his heyday at the West, he had atrial fibrillation. Some of the coaches have had it, like Peter Schwab's had it. So we've had different cases over the years of players with abnormal hearts, and often it's the size of the heart that gets bigger. So in endurance sports like triathlon, marathon guys, SVT, supraventricular tachycardia, which is a fast heartbeat that doesn't put out enough blood to the brain, it can cause dizziness and lightheadedness. So it's associated with high-performance athletes, and as I said, it occurs in the community all the time in that sort of area. So at this stage, having ruled out any secondary causes, I know there was all conspiracy theories about what it might have been related to, and myocarditis, which means inflamed heart, can certainly make the heart misbehave. But if he hasn't got that, it can be just the form of what's called athlete's heart.
Yeah, well, they seem to, Doc, they've seemed to have ruled that out. So if it's not that, it's what you're talking about. I'm just wondering.
Correct. Well, when they've ruled out secondary causes like infection and inflammation, and there was conspiracy theories about vaccinations, as you know, because younger kids were getting inflamed hearts at one stage. But by when you look at the ECG, you can see the pattern of the tachycardia or the abnormal heartbeat or the palpitations, as Rowey correctly called them. And so from that, you can tell which type of rhythm it is. And SVT is the one that's been getting very, very popular in recent times, and it can be hard to control. And Dillard Robertson, again, just harking on the St Kilda one, has had real trouble getting back and has had various types of medical interventions and medications to try and stabilise the heart. So it happens in the community, and Ollie's a member of the community as well as being an elite player. So I guess that's the challenge, is to try and work out whether it was a one-off event or whether it's associated with an abnormal engine in the heart that's putting out extra heartbeats, and therefore you have to shut that down with a thing called an ablation, which is a well-known cardiac mini operation to stop the electrical pathway from firing at the wrong time.
What treatment or care does he have to have from here?
Well, I've sort of just alluded to the final treatment, which is to identify that if there's an abnormal heartbeat coming from an extra driver or an extra node, as it's called. So medication first of all to stabilise but slow down the heart. But athletes don't like that, because slowing down the heart means you limit your cardiac output.
Yep.
And as an endurance, high-powered athlete, that's not what you want. Beta blockers and things that slow your heart, and they're often used for things like atrial fibrillation, which is another well-known community heart abnormality and palpitation. But with the SVT, which is more the athlete one that I'm obviously talking about most to you, that can be medication. But generally, once it's identified, you do have this radio frequency, which is an electrical ablation. It's done almost daily in hospitals for people that have SVT in the community that are not athletes. And that's the way, ultimately, if that's what it turns out to be, certainly if he gets more than one episode of it, that's really where he'd probably end up having the definitive treatment rather than tablets or medicine.
Okay, he's going to miss one, maybe two. Prognosis is good. Doc Larkins, thanks for your time.
Nice to talk to you guys anytime.
He's a star, one of our pals.
Geez, I like that. A few acronyms thrown around there.
There was a lot.
Yeah, I think I got SPC, but I'm not sure what that is. It's baked beans and spaghetti.
It is. I mean, the outlook is good, and we think that Ollie will be back sooner rather than later. But gee, it is concerning, isn't it, for him and his family?
Or anything to do with your ticker.
Anything, exactly. Yeah, spot on, mate. Here and upstairs in the brain box, those two things are very important to keep you going.
Fingers crossed Ollie is okay. So too to his family. Dr. Peter Larkins for Pals. If you're after a special drop, trust your pals to have a Parafield Airport Liquor, home of the hardest to find wine, beer and spirit. Life's better with your pals.
It certainly is. Get down. If you want to see any AFL game, I'll tell you, it's amazing at the Lakes Hotel West Lakes. 5-metre LED super screen. It's amazing. Check it out. You got the TAB, you got beers, all the drinks in the world.
I love their food.
Love the Lakes. The food is
I go down there
magnificent.
for Make-A-Wish meetings. Love it.
And you've been to the Carvery?
Yes.
Get on to that.
Thank you, Tim. We'll see you.
Thank you.
Jimmy.
On the other side, there was a little bit too up and about, wasn't it?
A little bit. Yeah, Lee, just a tad. But that's Timmy.
Tim. We love you. Mark Begley next.
He's the king of breakfast TV and the chairman of The Power. And each Monday, David Kosh joins David and Will on 5AA Breakfast.
Come on, get it over with. Well done, congratulations. Bloody showdowns. They are incredible though, aren't they? They are.
Yeah.
So I stick by.
Yeah, but some are more incredible than others, aren't they?
Yeah, well, depending if you win or not.
Catch Koshy each Monday on 5AA Breakfast.
Bridgestone Select will get you road trip ready for the long weekend with these great deals. Buy 3 selected Bridgestone tyres and you'll get the 4th free. Conditions apply. For tyres and auto service you can count on, head for Bridgestone Select.
Walco, Blanky! Walco, Blanky! Walco, Blanky! This is a game Pool and I play. Each night I come out and put her Walco blankie on. Keeps her from evaporating. But winter is coming. Soon she'll need her Walco Guardian pool cover. Sure, the fun ends, but I know she's looked after. Chemicals sealed off from the light, water clean, and no need for your pump. Get your pool a Walco Guardian pool cover for winter. Walco.com.au.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio, and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Cloudy tonight along with 14 with the 5 o'clock news. I'm Michaela Kamaric.
All new 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander with 10-year warranty, 10 years capped price servicing at Agostino Mitsubishi.
$600 and no conviction. That's what the man who went partying at a city nightclub in December after receiving a positive COVID test result has walked away with. The now 20-year-old Ralph McIntosh appeared in court this morning. He pleaded guilty to failing to comply with the Emergency Management Act regarding a visit to a coffee shop the next morning, not the alleged trip to the club the night before. His $1,000 fine has been downgraded with the 40% early plea discount. COVID case numbers are slightly up on yesterday to 4,281, but the number of people in hospital has climbed to 236. 13 people are in ICU, 2 of them ventilated. We now have 38,000 active cases in the state. Dr. Chris Moy from the AMA says we can't afford to become complacent.
The majority of people, they're going to get relatively mild disease, but there are still people that are vulnerable and going to end up in hospital, and that's the bit you don't see. Everybody's only thinking, oh, it's only a flu for me. Those people ending up in hospital, which is the key number and the biggest issue in town.
Labor leader Anthony Albanese says he made a mistake in not being able to name the country's official interest rate or unemployment figure. His election campaign has started in Tasmania today. Mr Albanese was tripped up during a media conference after saying he knows about the things that affect ordinary people.
I know how much the price of bread is. I know how much a litre of milk is.
What's the national unemployment rate?
National unemployment rate at the moment is, I think it's 5.4. Sorry, I'm not sure what it is.
Prime Minister Scott Morrison resisted the temptation to criticise his rival, but did state the cash rate has been at a record low of 0.1% for 18 months. French President Emmanuel Macron has cast his vote in the first round of the nation's presidential election as he prepares for a tight race against far-right candidate Marine Le Pen. Exit polls after the first round of voting have been released, showing Macron at 28% and Le Pen with more than 23%. The final vote will be held on the 24th of April. Now turning to FIVEaa Sport. Australian golfer Cameron Smith is confident he will one day wear the green jacket after another top 5 finish at the Masters. He finished third, 5 shots behind winner Scotty Scheffler after shooting 1 over par in his final round. Smith says things just didn't come together for him on the final day at Augusta.
I feel like I've played some of my best golf around here. It just hasn't quite been my time yet. Couple of lucky breaks here and there, and I'll be putting the green jacket on. I'm sure one day I feel really comfortable around this place. I feel like it's a place that really suits my game.
Sydney will be without Lance Franklin for up to 3 weeks due to his latest injury setback. The veteran key forward needs surgery after fracturing his thumb in Saturday's win over North Melbourne. And the Adelaide 36ers will play the Brisbane Bullets at home tonight. Tip-off is 7 p.m. Now checking FIVEaa traffic.
Complete Windscreens, the trusted South Australian name for car window tinting in Adelaide for over 40 years.
At Kaipo, look out for a smash involving a horse float Brookman Road near Brookman Connor Road. Regency Park, there's a breakdown on South Road near Grand Junction Road, and Plimpton. Works on Anzac Highway, slowing things up. It's near Charles Street as you're heading inbound. 1 lane closed and speeds at 40. Busy South Road near Cross Road with Cameras, Gorge Road, Athelston and Mount Barker Road at Bridgewater. Schedule as tight as the Easter Bunnies. Don't leave your car with Big W's direct-to-boot service. Big W, where you'll find everything for a cracking Easter. See website for details. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEaa.
Now the FIVEaa forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Cloudy tonight, a low of 14. Partly cloudy tomorrow, 25. Wednesday, mostly sunny, 28. And Thursday, partly cloudy, a top of 28. Right now, it's 20 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News Tonight.
Prepare for pandemonium. The warning to South Australians about to take Easter holidays. Adelaide's COVID party boy. He's guilty but walks from court with a $600 fine. Hear from Port star Ollie Wines on his heart scare and his footy future. And driving to work versus public transport. We reveal which is cheaper in the long run. I'm Brenton Raglis. See the full story on 9 News tonight at 6.
North Point Traders used car sale is on now. Buy a used car from North Point by the end of April and you could win North Point's Best of SA package for you and a friend. North Point's package includes a night at the boutique Pago Retreat Middleton, a 5-hour helicopter experience, wine tasting and 3-course lunch. If you've been searching for a used car, buy from North Point now and you could win. It's the North Point way. Hillcrest, Prospect, Port Augusta, northpointtoyota.com.au.
If your business could do with more business, you should try advertising here on the radio. FIVEaa can help turn your brand into a household name. We could do it with a jingle or a really funny ad. or something deadly serious. Our audience is big enough to fill Adelaide Oval again and again. Get in touch with FIVEaa to find out how we can give your business more business.
You deserve to enjoy doing what you're passionate about. Gardening, for example, or walking to keep fit. So if your body is stopping you from enjoying the life you want, come and see us at SportsMed. Our Stepney Healthcare Hub includes our own hospital, orthopaedic surgeons, doctors, physios and podiatrists, so we can see to your care from diagnosis to rehabilitation all in one place. Easy. Get back to doing what you love. sportsmed.com.au.
Well, it's not often you get to go behind the scenes of a home builder, especially one of Adelaide's top home builders, and you can at Beechwood Homes. The stunning Beechwood display home at Blackwood Park has been sold, but it doesn't mean you miss out on seeing what goes into a Beechwood home. Steve from Beechwood, good man.
Oh, great team. Love them.
He will take you behind the scenes of the other Beechwood masterpieces currently under construction. From the foundation to lockup, you'll get an incredible insight as to what makes Beechwood Homes so good and, of course, an Adelaide favourite. Get in touch with Steve from Beechwood Homes for a behind-the-scenes tour of a Beechwood home that is currently under construction. Life's good, and it's even better in a Beechwood home. Visit beechwood.com.au.
This is Rowey's Sports Show. Stephen Rowe and Leith Forrest.
Port Adelaide a bit of hope, a bit of life. What's happened here? Was there a free kick down back? I reckon they've given away a free kick.
Yes, they have. It's against Butters.
It's Craig Goodwin to hang it up. It's Imasuki. It's 1-0. One more. It goes up towards Himmelberg. It's a mark for the Bombers. They're going to win it.
As Charles Leclerc wins the Australian Grand Prix.
Salah. He's rolled it into the path of Sadio Mane.
Yes.
The 22 Masters champion, Scotty Scheffler.
And she has, and she holds the ball up, Sarah Ellen. And Adelaide win their third flag in 6 years.
Well, it was a cracking weekend, plenty of highlights, a couple of lowlights in there as well. Big hour on the way, James Riley from the Crows, Ebony Marinoff from the victorious Crows, and Martin Blake to touch on the Masters and to talk all things footy for McGain Real Estate. If you're selling, they've got buyers ready to go right now. Sold by McGain again, Mark Bickley.
Number 26, the captain, Mark Bickley.
The skip, Mark Bickley.
Sure, you want to pay credit, Bix. Welcome to the AFLW Crows, to Doc, to the team, to a wonderful, wonderful win, their third.
Yeah, look, it was a phenomenal effort. They were challenged by Melbourne. They were sort of coasting for the first half, and then Melbourne came back really hard in the second half. They had a different game style. They tried to play on and run it, and they were really challenged, but they just found a way. So they were just fantastic, and yeah, it's fantastic for them. And they're in the sweet spot right now. Looking back from experience, they're sort of... They're part-time, so they're working their jobs and they're playing elite footy. And so when they go to training, or all during the day when they're at their jobs, they're toiling away, they're looking forward to going to training. And they get there and they're with their friends and they're really enjoying it. Unfortunately, when you go full-time and it's your profession, the whole thing changes.
That joy drops.
The joy drops. There's so much consequence because it's your job, and if I don't play well, maybe I'm not going to get another contract. So my advice to these girls is enjoy it. You're in the absolute sweet spot at the moment, and you can see that with the enthusiasm, the energy, the way they just look like they are so
connected,
rapt just to be out there playing and the opportunity they have. So congratulations, Chelsea Randall and the team. She's an outstanding leader. Matthew Clark, can't have high enough praise for what he's done, the way he's handled that crew, and they're loving life at the moment.
The Chiru pride of South Australia. Bombers, 9 or so first choice players out. Bombers had 65 inside 50s. When they had the ball, they hurt Adelaide because Adelaide let them play on their terms. We spoke about that before the game, Bix. How'd you see it?
Yeah, look, Adelaide will rue this one because you'll never get a better chance to take on the Bombers with the players out, Hurley and Stringer and a whole host of players, really, Merritt, and some forwards, some backs, all of them. But they just, unfortunately, Adelaide, weren't able to hurt the opposition enough. They didn't generate enough inside 50s themselves. They got 53, but yet they conceded 65.
65.
So, and we talked about this before the game. Leading into that game, they were conceding on average 91 points per game. So they conceded again 103. You cannot continue to concede that amount of score. So something's going amiss. And I had a pretty close look at it today. Their pressure was just not up to standard. First of all, the disposal efficiency of the opposition was in the high 70%. So you're not putting enough.
So they're not bringing the heat.
You're not bringing the heat. You're not putting enough pressure on. And secondly, you look at the tackling. They had 45 tackles for the game. There's been games where there's 80 tackles.
Yep.
And then if you break that down even further, I had a look at it. Ben Keys had 13 on his own, and Rory Sloane had 7. And
so there's 20.
Yeah, so there was 14 players for Adelaide who had 0 tackles or 1 tackle.
Yeah.
So that's just not good enough. You cannot expect to slow down the opposition, stop the opposition, hold the ball in tight if you're not tackling the opposition. And you called it a number of times. There's a broken tackle, missed tackle by Adelaide.
There was a few of them.
And that just lets the opposition off the hook. And if you want to delve even further again, inside their forward 50, they just weren't able to slow the opposition down. They had 3 tackles inside their forward 50. And if you look at the pressure acts as well, they were well down on what you'd expect from a group. And particularly when you're picking 4 small forwards. So you've got Rochelle, Rowe, Murphy, McHenry.
Yep.
If you bring the ball to ground, that's where you get to work. That's where the heat comes. And their numbers compared to the week before were about a third. Way down. So Rochelle had 10 pressure points. So we're talking, for people that don't know what a pressure act is, if you put physical pressure on, so someone's about to kick and you get a hand on them and try and get them off balance, that's worth 3.75 points. If you chase someone, it's worth 1.5 points. If you corral them, slow them down, that's worth 1.2 points. And if you do some sort of closing pressure where you come in from the front and force them to kick it, that's worth 2 points. So Rochelle had 10 for the match. Rowe had 10 for the match. Murphy 17. McHenry had 49. So that's about the level of where you want to be as a small pressure forward.
That's his go.
Gallant had 2. Himmelberg 12. Walker 13. Now, that mightn't mean much in isolation, but the week before, Rochelle had 22, so he had double. Rowe had 33, so he had triple the week before than what he had this week. Murphy had 25 last week compared to 17 this week, and Gallant had 15 compared to 2. Himmelberg had 31 compared to 12. So they are just not being able to get any sort of pressure. Remember, we're not saying tackle. We're saying chase. We're saying close down, corral, or put some sort of physical disruption on the opposition.
We'll have to put that to James Rowey. And the other stat was through the midfield, the percentage of kicking.
Oh, yeah, the kicking efficiency is just killing Adelaide at the moment. I don't think anyone's surprised. Ben Keys, I think Ben Keys sums up where Adelaide is at the moment.
I said that at the opener.
Did you? I didn't hear that, but he busts his boiler.
His heart, his soul, his fight, his grunt, his just
everything.
Lucky.
He could not try any harder. He sets the most wonderful example. I bet you he prepares really well. I bet you he does everything that he can possibly do. But unfortunately, when there is a time when you need to be pinpoint or precise, he just hasn't been able to deliver on that. And yesterday, he kicked at 47%. So he had 17 kicks. So effectively, I reckon
go to the opposition.
Yeah, so probably 9 went to the opposition and 8 went to Adelaide. So you're giving it back, or they're ineffective.
What did Schomburg do?
Schomburg was at 29%. Sloane's at 44%. Crouch is at 44%. You just can't operate on those numbers.
Midfield.
Rory Laird went at 71%. He was the best. But even in the last quarter, the kicking efficiency, Adelaide compared to Essendon. Essendon kicked at 75% in the last quarter. The Crows kicked at 54%.
So when it's your turn, you've got to make them pay.
That's exactly right. Now, the big question is that going to improve? Yes, you can work on that, but it's really about the system. Too often, I think Adelaide, those midfielders, and often midfielders do have low kicking percentages because they're under real pressure.
Hacking it out of the stoppage.
They're from around stoppage. Yeah. But when you compare them to Essendon, and Essendon were able to use their hands or create better unpressured clearances than what Adelaide was. Running forward to stoppage, handball out, time and space to raise your eyes or lower your eyes and look what's ahead of you and then deliver it. Unfortunately, Adelaide aren't creating those same opportunities.
Yeah. Hello, Philip Warradale. You got Bix.
How are you, boys? Girls, fantastic. With the boys, I'd like to see some of the young kids get a game. I mean, the old boys that are in the team, I know you need some experience, but they're not going to be involved in the next premiership. I'd really like to have a look at Haitley and Berry and Boyle.
Haitley, Berry, and who was the third one, sorry?
Is it Boyle? Boyle?
Boyle's not on the list, I think. He might be a top-up player.
Okay.
I think.
Right.
But Haitley and Berry, certainly. I think Haitley probably gets first dibs. I think his last 2 weeks have been exceptional. The midfield have had some issues for Adelaide, and even in the last half, it they only used 4 players in the centre square. Sloane, Keys, Laird, Crouch. Every centre bounce, the same 4. I thought maybe Rochelle, he's a bit more nimble. He's got a bit of...
Come up in the last quarter and showed his class.
Yeah, but didn't get a look in the centre square. So I just feel like Adelaide going forward, they need to start to introduce some players into the midfield. Schomburg, I think his last 2 weeks have been off. And, blokes like Haitley, who he's 6'2", a bigger body, you got to have a look at him, and you got to give him not 1 week, not 2 weeks, give him 3 or 4 weeks and say, we're going to persist with you and give you a look.
Who's he go in for? Well, it's not Laird. There's Sloane, Crouch, Keys.
Yeah, look, Sloane played a bit across halfback, and I think they've got to find a different position for him. And I said this on the weekend. I think the days where you're going to have those players that just play midfield, they're numbered.
Gone.
I reckon you want to have 6 or 7 guys that all get through the middle. So you got to find. We know Rory Laird can play halfback if he's needed to. He's done that for half his career.
All Australian.
That's it. And Matthew Crouch. Maybe you can have one. Matt Crouch could be the one, but I'm just not sure you're getting enough bang for your buck with Matt Crouch at the moment as just a pure midfielder. And for his sake, because just like Luke Hodge and Dyson Heppel and Zorko and McLeod and
Zeeble,
you can't play midfield for your whole career, and there will come a time where his body might want to carry him, and so you got to have another string to your bow. You got to be able to go somewhere else and still add some value. So I think that is something that Adelaide need to look at.
James Riley's going to join us from the Crows in just 1 second. Bix is here for McGain Real Estate. Just before we get to the traffic, coaches' votes are in for Florio Milk. Darcy Parish, no surprise, got the 10 votes. Laird 4, Walker 4, Draper 4, Redmond, Rochelle 3 apiece, and Peter Wright 2.
Pretty right. I think so.
Yeah, well, I think we had...
Who did you have? You had Laird 1.
Laird 3 votes. Walker 2 votes. Rochelle 1 vote.
Yeah, you nailed it.
You're a good judge, Bix. Let's check the traffic. If you're buying your first Mazda, trading in or servicing, as he wipes the brow, edwardstownmazda.com.au.
Look out for a smash involving a horse float, Ruckman Road near Brookman Connell Road. Regency Park, breakdown there on South Road near Grand Junction Road, and work slowing things up at Plimpton. Anzac Highway near Charles Street. It says you're heading inbound, 1 lane closed and speeds at 40. Busy South Road near Cross Road with cameras, Ayers Hill Road, Stirling, and Gorge Road at Athelston. Drive away the all-new MG ZS from just $22,990 with a 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty at Hamilton MG, Brighton and Morford Vale. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Don't just send it, ace it.
If your current job is driving you bonkers, well, get outdoors and hit the road. Here's Chris from ASIC Couriers to tell you how.
Thanks, Rowey. ASIC Couriers is growing, and we need more drivers to keep our promise of perfect service. So if you want a career that'll take you places, get in touch with us at ASIC Couriers. Visit asiccouriers.com.au.
Don't just send it, ace it.
G'day, it's Mark Bickley. When you buy a Leader computer, you're buying a computer made right here in Adelaide. You're dealing with people that live in Adelaide, and when it comes to servicing or support, it all happens here in Adelaide. Not overseas, not interstate. Unlike some others, Leader don't have to send anything off for repair. They take care of everything right here. It makes sense to live life local. Live life Leader. Leader Computers. Find your local dealer at leadersystems.com.au.
Walko? Blanky! Walko! Blanky! Walko! Blanky! This is a game Pool and I play. Each night I come out and put her Walko blankie on. Keeps her from evaporating. But winter is coming. Soon she'll need her Walko Guardian pool cover. Sure, the fun ends, but I know she's looked after. Chemicals sealed off from the light, water clean, and no need for your pump. Get your pool a Walko Guardian pool cover for winter. Walko.com.au.
What starts with A and ends with E? Supplements for you and me.
FIVEaa health supplements are now available at leading chemists and health food stores nationwide. Ask for FIVEaa at your favourite pharmacy.
If you're looking into a new bathroom or kitchen reno, of course you want the outcome to be spectacular. You want everyone to walk in and go, holy moly, isn't this magnificent? But what you don't want is a bunch of stumbling blocks along the way, including broken promises. Well, at Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, they never make a promise they can't keep. And in the unlikely event of a delay or something that's not quite going to plan, You won't find out by accident. Coxie or one of his team will be on the phone to you quick smart with a solution. It's all about the journey. Cox and his entire team go to extraordinary lengths to ensure the whole process is trouble-free. So start your journey to a stunning and worry-free home renovation with Urban bathrooms, kitchens, floorings and shutters, Adelaide's home renovation experts. Visit buyurban.com.au.
Walker Crash Repairs. For easy insurance repairs on your caravan. Get it fixed right with Walker Crash Repairs.
This is Rowey's Sports Show.
And Mark Bigley's here, 22 minutes after 5. You can head to the FIVEaa live stream if you'd like to see Rowey and Bix. It's either on Facebook or YouTube. We're proudly partnering with Cancer Council SA.
Yeah, Crows lost by 4 points. They conceded 65 inside 50s. Bix and I just went through it. Joining us is Crows forward coach James Rowley. James, thanks for your time.
Hey guys, good to be on.
Certainly the first half just allowed Essendon to play, well, on their terms.
Yeah, said that after the game. They like an uncontested sort of shootout game, and obviously, as you mentioned, they were getting too many inside 50s. And look, a lot of our stuff around the ball, our stoppage wasn't, which has been a strength at times for us, wasn't great, and they were able to get forward of us and get a lot of or scoring opportunities forward of the ball.
Yeah, it was interesting. I looked at the contested possessions, and they looked great on paper because it was plus 21. But when you look into it a bit more deeply, you were 17 up in defensive 50 and a couple up in your forward 50, but -5 in the midfield, which you've just described.
Yeah, actually, between the arcs has been a little bit of an issue for us. We win the ground ball when we win contested ball, but our ability to extract out of that, once and score, but then also sometimes when we're turning it over with some bigger bodies of other opposition teams, are able to win the ball back and go forward.
The big ruckman Draper, he caused Riley O'Brien some issues. I think the numbers suggest that O'Brien and Phillips sort of squared off, but Draper was quite dominant when he was in the centre square.
Yeah, he's quite an athletic player. He's pretty good around the ground. Look, yeah, they double teamed Riley with their two ruckmen, and look, again, it was probably our stoppage in our first half, which was great and positive in the resilience of the group to fix it up. We were pretty good after half time, but it was definitely the influence in that first half.
Is it sustainable trying to get through the whole season with just Riley O'Brien, and potentially, like on the weekend, if it doesn't go right, you really haven't got anything to go to?
No, we've got Strawny in the sample, who's definitely one of the best sample ruckmen, which I think we'll have to give Rob a rest at times. So we've also got Elliott and then Riley, who's working his way back as well, who are options. And I'd love to see that at one stage where we might play those two together, tandem in the ruck.
I totally agree with Riley Thilthorpe, but I don't think it's realistic to think that Elliott Himmelberg can really be, if something were to happen to Riley O'Brien, Elliott can't ruck for the match. He went to 7 contests on the weekend and never won any hit-outs at all. It's a tightrope you walk if something were to happen to Riley O'Brien.
No, it's definitely, yeah. Look, obviously I mentioned Strawny, but with the hit-outs, yeah, they can be deceptive at times. I think actually when Elliott's in there, we win more than we lose. So, and that can be from ground level. I had the experience with doing it with Mark Litzars for a fair few years, and Geelong at that time won stoppage more often than we lost. So, yeah, there's different ways of doing it.
Just having a look at the 4 small forwards, Rochelle, Rowe, Murphy, Mick Henry. Part of that plan, I guess, is to be able to put some pressure on when it hits the ground level. They just weren't able to do that for you appropriately on the weekend.
We were pretty dangerous at ground level. As far as ground ball gets, we're number 1 in the competition, and our pressure's really high as well. So if we don't mark the ball, we want to mark the ball more. I think it's more our contested marking has been a little bit lower, but our ground ball, our contested ball numbers, our ability to stop teams getting high possessions in our D50s is the strongest in the competition. So we need to get the right balance with our mixed forward, but that is actually an absolute strength of ours.
You don't think it comes out a bit easy?
No, we don't get scored against from our D50 either. Our forward 50 to D50 is, I think we've had 6 goals for the year, which is one of the lowest. So, look, there is times where we don't compete enough, and it can come out pretty quickly, especially at Marvel. Marvel's probably a arena that it comes out pretty quickly and can go forward 50, but our numbers don't suggest that.
Yeah, the frustration, I think, James, is the fights there, the scragging's there. You just lay it all on the table right to the end again. That's the third game decided by less than a kick. You're just not hurting teams with ball in hand. That midfield forward transition, I think Keezy, Rory, Shonny and Matt all went around 50% by foot. Just kills you.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. That was a big issue for us. The connection there isn't quite there. We had a lot of options, and we're going to go through the review when we had clear options ahead of the ball, and I think the forwards are doing a reasonable job at that. It's just our ability to hit those and connect, because we need to mark the ball inside 50 a little bit more instead of scoring from ground ball all the time. So if we mark the ball, it'll also help our defence.
Good.
Keep the ball in our forward half.
How good's the Texan? 10 score involvements, a couple of goal assists. He missed a couple in the end. Kicks 4. I agree with Nixie. He straightens you up.
Yeah. Oh, well, thing I've got from Texan, he's a talented player. And I know he always has been, but he's worked on his game, especially in my short time here, and he's contested numbers. And yes, he wants to lead up at the ball and take those marks, but I think he's just winning so many of his one-on-one contests, even if the ball isn't delivered as well as we'd like. So that's the pleasing thing for us.
You've had players in really good form underneath at SANFL level. Do you envisage there might be a few changes this week, or are you happy to back in the guys that are in the team?
I think there'll be a couple because, we've actually got a very even squad, and the team's been very hard to pick, which was a little bit different to my experience last year. We've got Sam Berry and Jackson Haley, who are doing really well through the midfield. Shane McAdams come back from injury and had 2 full games now, so he'll be really putting his hand up to play. And there's a whole host of running sort of defenders that we're looking at as well. So it's great to see, and they're playing great footy down there.
Just with the inside 50s, you conceded 65. You've conceded over 100 points again. I think you're averaging about 94 against. How do you slow that down? How do you stop that bleeding?
Yeah, well, I still think it's a lot around the footy. I spoke around the stoppage, but our ability around the contest against more experienced sides, I just think as we're getting beaten up at times. Yes, our contested numbers look okay, but as I said, our ability to extract that ball and score and keep it down our half is, I think, the biggest part of our game that we need to prove. And we're improving. When we don't, other teams seem to be doing it so much better.
How many times in the coach's box in the second half did VB say, I want Rochelle on ball?
They're all trying to steal him, Mike.
I know.
Look, he's fantastic. And again, we looked at the CB numbers like you were saying before, and he's quite high when he goes in there. So I think he'll be a CB player. How much will he play around the ball? We'll wait and see. He's still building his engine, but I'm pretty happy to keep him. That's all right, lads.
Oh, I'd keep him there too, don't worry. Hey, James, thank you.
No worries, guys. Cheers.
Forward coach James Rowey, I guess.
Yeah, indeed. And, it's going to be interesting. A couple of changes he's forecasting. I think Hinge is the obvious one. He's injured. But they might look at doing something around the ball if you read between the lines.
Well, I think they have to, Biggs.
I think so.
I mean, I love all of them in there. But you can't win footy with those numbers by foot.
Exactly right. McGain Real Estate, they've got families lined up waiting for new homes to be listed for sale right now. So if you're looking to sell, ask them about their McGain match strategy. Sold by McGain again.
And just for those who love stats and playing at home, this backs up your point, Bix. So Riley O'Brien's had 124 hitouts this season. The next best is Elliot Himmelberg with 6.
Here's the thing. Thilthorpe has to play this week or there'll be a riot.
Riley Thilthorpe
was that
has
a bit of a harsh comment?
Yeah,
3.
He has to play this week.
That's unsustainable, Bix. One is on 124 and one is on 6 from 4 games.
And Port Adelaide found out on the weekend or on Thursday night when Scotty Lysette got injured and you have to play against Max Gawn with Todd Marshall. So just envisage that you're playing Richmond and you're playing against Nankiville and who's there? Ivan Soldo is their backup ruckman. 2 big sort of fiery animals that are just going to come at you, and you're going to go with Elliot Himmelberg. It almost means you can't win if something were to happen. Now, if you want to walk that tightrope, and you might get away with it, but the very day you don't, you're going to be in trouble. And
Filthy has to play this week.
Well, the other thing as well, and this has been a bit of a bugbear of mine, is, and a lot of people don't realise, but Kieran Strawn is the same age as Riley O'Brien. And so it's not like you got a 21-year-old in the sandful developing, and when Riley O'Brien finishes, the next bloke just gets ready. He's ready to go. He's 25 and up in his steps. They're the same age. so I know that sometimes you go and recruit the second string ruckman from somewhere else, and it is a long haul. But I don't know. I feel like really only having 2 recognised ruckmen on your list of 44, I think you're taking a bit of a punt. What happens if both get injured?
Thought.
6 hit-outs. That's what happens. Thank you, Bix. We'll see you on
Bix.
Friday. Mark Bickley joins us 28-6.
5AA breakfast. Petrol is significantly cheaper. It's 70 cents a litre off the highs we had just 2 weeks ago.
Having petrol marginally cheaper for 6 months and then we just go back to whatever it was does seem to be I know both sides of politics are supporting it, but geez, it's hardly a nation-building policy, is it?
Informing Adelaide. Well, it's the opposite because it comes out of the road infrastructure budget, effectively.
6 a.m. weekdays on 5AA.
The perfect time to get your gas heater checked and serviced is now. Give Ken a call. We dismantle and clean, adjust gas pressures, and check the safety device to make sure your heater is ready and safe for cold, wintry days. Ken Hall Plumbers, 8364 5855.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good afternoon, I'm Michaela Kamarek. Labor leader Anthony Albanese says he made a mistake in not being able to name the country's official interest rate or unemployment figure. COVID cases are slightly down in SA today, with 4,281 infections reported. There are fears attacks on civilians are set to worsen in Ukraine with the appointment of a new Russian military commander, and Sydney Swan Lance Franklin will miss at least 2 weeks with a fractured finger. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Kaipo, got a smash involving a horse float on Brookman Road near Brookman Connor Road. Torrens Park collision there, Blythewood Road near Belair Road and Richmond. Truck broken down causing big delays on South Road near Richmond Road, heading outbound blocking the left-hand lane causing delays. Busy South Road near Cross Road with cameras Gorge Road, Athelston and Junction Road at Balhanna. Amazon's Big Smile sale is live now. Shop epic deals on electronics, homewares, beauty and more. Search amazon.com.au/Big Smile sale today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Cloudy tonight, a low of 14. Partly cloudy tomorrow, 25. Right now it's 19. More news at 6 o'clock and as it happens on 5AA.
Join star players from the Power each week on Rowey's Sports Show. Thanks to One Solution. Protect and improve your business with One Solution. Winner of the National Telstra Enterprise Customer Excellence Award.
Next time you buy seafood from the deli section of your supermarket, ask them if they know who caught it. Oh wait, sorry, you can't, because they won't know. Unlike Kirkbride Seafood, they won't have the contact details of the person who caught it, what time it was caught, or where it was caught. I mean, you'd have to care a hell of a lot to go to those sorts of lengths. Lucky for you, Kirkbride Seafood do. Doothie Street, Unley. kirkbrideseafood.com.au.
Yeah. Here I come, can't have one if you ain't lost none. Big Papa Bear, call me the done. This 1-3 nizzle in the sound system. Here I come.
You up for a small SUV with attitude? With an elevated ride height, smart tech and two-tone colour range. The Kia Stonic SUV.
Hi, I'm cardiologist Clara Chow, and I'm here with the Heart Foundation to emphasise the importance of women's heart health. I see many women who are shocked when I tell them they have just survived a heart attack. They assumed it only affects men, but heart disease is the leading cause of death in both men and women. Needing a healthy heart is something we all have in common. Look after yours by booking a heart health check with your GP today. Or to find out more, visit heartfoundation.org.au.
9 p.m, Sapole Radio Room.
Any patrol for an intruder kicking in an elderly couple's door? Call taker can hear it. Epic Patrol at all can assist.
Right now, there's not enough of us on the beat.
Vixen 20?
Vixen 20, I've got nobody. Have to try another district.
Sorry, Vixen 20, 35 jobs pending. Possible patrol from the west. ETA maybe 60 minutes.
Replacing cops who leave just isn't enough. We need to actually grow the force. So when you need us, we'll be there. A message from the Police Association.
G'day, what you looking at? Shh. Be quiet. Oh, what you looking at?
Oh, well, isn't it obvious? It's remarkable. The detail and finish of Michelangelo with the raw beauty of Monet. I've never seen anything like it.
I have. I've got one at home. Drive on it every day.
What? What do you mean? That's ridiculous.
It's an exposed aggregate driveway. Beautiful.
All right, who's the artist?
Adelaide Exposed Concrete. Best on ground all year round.
We all love chalky eggs, but how about a golden egg to make this Easter the best one ever? Well, the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery is giving 5 lucky ticket holders, listen to this, $50,000 each with their Easter Bonanza draws, just for purchasing tickets early. Now, I'd be early every day for $50K. All you need to do is get your tickets by midnight Thursday. Plus, your tickets stay in the draw for the ultimate $4 million grand prize, which includes the stunning home in Henley Beach. I drove past the other day. It looks fantastic. It is truly an incredible home. 4 bedrooms, fully furnished, pool, games room, entertaining areas, and here's something you can't find on realestate.com. It comes with $1 million cash as well. But you need to hurry and grab your tickets before midnight Thursday so that you don't miss the $50K Easter Bonanza draws. Hop online today, homelottery.com.au.
Scraped your caravan? Walker Crash Repairs, an RAA approved caravan crash repairer.
This is Rowey's Sports Show.
If you head to the FIVEaa live stream, Facebook or YouTube, we're proudly partnering with Cancer Council SA. Thank you to Mark Bigley for hanging around, Rowey, doing some heavy lifting.
I've only bloke's got a voice.
A couple of soldiers down here, Bix.
And you still haven't had the vid yet.
No.
You were made. I've always thought you made a still.
Yeah.
They breed them tough in Prix.
It's the lead. I'm impervious to it.
A nice text message before we get to Ebony too. This one says, Bix, I agree with you regarding the rucks. Let's go back to 1995. Adelaide lost Wren and Pittman to injury. Anthony Ingerson had to contest the bounce against Damien Monkhurst. We were belted by 96. Pride Ingo getting a drive-by there, but has it been happening for that long?
And then ended up in Melbourne. Yeah.
See, the game doesn't change that much, does it?
No, it doesn't. Thank you, Bix. You're a star. Let's speak to a lady who had a very nice weekend.
And she has, and she holds the ball up, Sarah Allen. And Adelaide win their 3rd flag in 6 years.
Crows have won this year's flag, their 3rd in 6 years. Even better, 5 seasons. Joining us, one of their stars, Eb Marinoff. Eb, again, congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me once again.
Gee, on the back of last year's loss, this one looks special.
Yeah, it really did, and it's just a relief to get it done. But I guess in terms of just the work that we put in to make sure that we got it done, it's just an amazing feeling. And for 6 other of my teammates and myself, it's the 3rd time we've got the feeling of having that ultimate success. So it's been amazing.
You're a tight-knit group. You're well connected. You can see that, and certainly well coached. Again, your team defence just stood up. You're just so hard to score against.
Oh, they were amazing, weren't they? And they all were amazing. I thought, every single one of those girls just had a really even contributing in terms of the game. Sarah Allen was a star. Chelsea Randall, if that was in season, probably takes mark of the year. And then MJ, Nadra Allen, and Nikki Gore just shutting down their small forwards. They're the best defence in the comp, and no wonder why we're premiers.
I loved how you included the entire squad. There was a lot of hard luck stories, wasn't there, Eb?
Oh, there was. And I think that's been something that we've done since 2017. Our whole squad, it's one in, all in. And, you speak about the heartbreak stories. Montana gets suspended and Jazzy Hewitt comes in and plays in the grand final, which she didn't get that opportunity back in 2019. She was one of the unlucky ones. And, then Maddie Newman kind of misses out this year. But, hopefully we can keep the group together and, make sure we get those girls that missed out, have a crack at another one. But with heartbreaking stories, there's always good stories, and Jazzy Hewitt was that one this year.
Did you get a sense you were the underdogs, the Melbourne media? Fox, the call. Just hand Daisy Pearce the cup. You know what I mean? Did you sense that?
Oh, we'd be lying if we said we didn't. We had a few chuckles during the week, but as you can imagine, we don't let it worry us too much. We kind of just go about our business like we always have. But, Yeah, you could certainly sense something brewing over in Victoria. But yeah, as you know, with South Australians, we're very proud South Australians, and we like to get things done, and we're so proud to be South Australians, and be the pioneers for this state for the last 6 or so years.
Well, you did us proud, Eb, again. Are you grilling Erin on her future? Do you know?
Nah, I think it's been spoken about in the past, 48 hours, and I'm sure it'll be spoken about until Flip and her family make the decision of what is next. But she's been an amazing contributor since the day she walked in the doors. I remember meeting her and just being in awe and what she's done for our game, as well as at the footy club. Whatever her decision is for the future, we'll support that, and that's Flip's decision to be made.
She's earned the right to pick and choose, no question about that. If you're a betting person, Eb, she going, she staying, or she moving to America? Come on.
I really don't know. One thing, like Flip, she's just, if you know her and you know her well, she's just so determined and in the moment, and what you see is what you get. Beautiful. Right then and there, and that's probably been the best thing that's held her in good stead to be the athlete that she is. That she just takes day by day and game by game, and her motto is like she plays every game like it's her last. And I remember her saying that. I reckon that would have been even year 1 and 2, and
wow.
And she's played 4 more seasons like that. So she'll give everything, I reckon, until her body says no.
Are you staying put? Have you had any overtures, Eb?
No, I've just been quite focused on. I haven't spoken to my manager in terms of what my next contract looks like, but I'm contracted for another year at the footy club. But yeah, I've been pretty focused on, the final series, and that kind of went a little bit longer with the COVID in Collingwood and stuff. So I'll sit down with my manager and work out what's next to. If I sign for, I don't know how that works. The CBA needs to come in. But, yeah, again, I've just been focusing on the season, but I'm contracted for another year.
Ebony, when you were 5 years of age playing at the Lockleys Footy Club, could you ever have imagined you're a 3-time premiership player, 4-time All-Australian, games record holder, rising star, club champ? Do you pinch yourself? I mean, you enjoy the weekend and the result, but where your career has taken you in the last 5 or so years?
Yeah, it seriously is a bit of a pinch-yourself moment, and I think I remember, winning that second premiership, and you kind of go, wow, like, that's 2. And I remember saying all the girls got tattoos after we got the 2, and I said to Randy, I'm just not quite satisfied with the 2 to get a tattoo. Like, I think it needs to be, a bit more, and the 3 was really special, and you probably saw that with our emotions. Like, there's only been 5 grand finals in the past 6 years, and we've been a part of 4 of them and won 3.
It's unreal. Who won the votes for after grand final BOG?
Oh, God, it was tight. Peter Caven stayed out with Chelsea Biddell and Caitlin Gould till about, God knows, on Sunday morning. So they're a couple that stood up, but everyone went pretty hard, if I'm honest with you. We haven't been out and about for about 4 months.
Eb, enjoy the win. A remarkable achievement. A 3-peat is just unbelievable. As we said, in 5 seasons. Enjoy it. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Well done, Ebony.
Fantastic. Ebony Marinoff.
How good were they? They were dominant all year, favourites to win it, albeit maybe not with the Victorian media, but favourites to win it, and did it easily in the end.
Brought it right up the Victorians.
Yep. And everyone was talking about the Daisy Pearce and the Taylor Harris situation.
That was embarrassing.
I mean, you had Chelsea Randall was so great on Taylor. I mean, Anne Hatchard had an incredible year. Takes out the medal. So,
yeah, all played well.
And well done to Doc, because he's obviously got him humming at the minute.
Hear his speech? Sensational. From the heart. Well done.
Ebony Marinoff, premiership star, our guest.
At Kaipo, there's a smash involving a horse float, Brookman Road near Brookman Connor Road. Torrens Park, collision there, Blythewood Road near Belair Road, and Richmond, truck broken down on South Road near Richmond Road heading outbound, blocking the left-hand lane, causing big delays. Busy South Road near Cross Road with Cameras Gorge Road, Athelston, Hectorville Road at Hectorville. Delicious, 100% clean Mexican food. Enjoy a Guzmani Gomez burrito or bowl for only $9.90. Yes, just $9.90 when you order through the GYG app. Adelaide's most accurate traffic. on 5AA.
And remember, if you are buying your first Mazda, trading in or servicing, it's got to be edwardstownmazda.com.au.
Catch Port Adelaide big key forward Charlie Dixon each week on Rowey Sports Show.
Big Charlie's kicked it!
Thanks to Macca's. Earn points on your Macca's run after the game with My Macca's Rewards. Macca's SA, home of footy.
Fresh nuts, mouth-watering chocolates and eye-popping Easter gifts. G'day, I'm Brett Charlesworth and there are 3 irresistible reasons to include Charlesworth nuts on your Easter shopping list. If you're a connoisseur looking for the absolute best and freshest nuts and can taste the difference, then give us a try. Share them with your guests or give a Charlesworth Easter gift and watch their eyes light up. 11 family-owned South Aussie stores or shop online right now and get it delivered. Why Charlesworth? Because fresh nuts taste better.
Have you thought about where your face mask was made? Remember, not all face masks are made the same. So when it comes to protecting yourself and your family, think PPE Tech. 100% Australian owned and made. PPE Tech manufactures P2 face masks that comfortably seal to your face and filter more than 98% of particles. Now is the time to protect all Australians and support Aussie-made products. Order online to receive up to 40% off and free delivery at ppetech.com.au. That's ppetech.com.au.
The original MasterChef winner,
Julie Goodwin!
Julie's back. Don't be nervous.
It's like saying, don't be 51.
MasterChef, fans and favourites. Starts Easter Monday on 10.
Is there anything better, Rowey, than a dip in your own pool on a hot summer day?
No.
No, not at all. Surely pools can take a bit of time and money, but it's worth it. But what about during winter when you're not using it? It can feel like a bit of a drain. Put your pool to bed for winter with a Walco Guardian pool cover.
Nights. I've got one. Wouldn't have a pool without one.
Preserves your chemicals, keeps your water clean, and you won't need your pump. Think about the money you'll save by not running the pump for hours every day. And then as soon as the warm weather returns, you peel off your clothes, you peel off your Walco Guardian pool cover, and you're ready to dive straight in.
Boom.
No green, no gooey swamp. It is clear as, cool, ready to take on the summer. Get your pool of Walco Guardian for winter now. Walco.com.au.
Great news from Dave Benson Caravans. They have just secured the brand new range of cedar caravans. Cedar caravans are 100% Australian made and offer premium quality couple vans, bunk vans and off-road vans. And the best part? They are all ready for delivery right now. Yep, no waiting. So get your caravan sooner and start your holiday journey in a new 100% Aussie-made cedar caravan, exclusive to Dave Benson Caravans, where your adventure begins. 64 Grand Junction Road, Kilburn.
What part of this don't you get? You've had that many people saying what's going wrong with the aged care. We're saying it's in crisis. Why aren't you believing us?
We need a government with guts. A government who'll listen to the Royal Commission recommendations and fix aged care, so Irene and her colleagues can provide the care our elderly loved ones deserve. Vote to make aged care staff ratios law. Authorised by Elizabeth DeBars, Australian Nursing and Midwifery Federation, SA Branch, Adelaide.
Walker Crash Repairs. For easy insurance repairs on your caravan, get it fixed right with Walker Crash Repairs.
This is Rowey's Sports Show.
10 minutes to 6. A lot of people around the office today. Got bags under the eyes. Got up early, set the alarm to watch this.
Yes. The 22 Masters champion, Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, 3 strokes, clear. Cam Smith tied for third, 5 back on the line. Martin Blake from Golf Australia. Marty, a deserved win. Scotty was just too good.
He was, Rowey. Sometimes you just got to take your hat off and say, well done. The guy, Scotty Scheffler, is out of Texas, and I think he's only 26 years old, but he got to number 1 in the world a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of people were sort of saying, who is he?
Yeah.
Well, that's who he is. He's really good, and he sneaked up on everyone. I actually looked up his record last week because I was talking about him on a podcast, and he actually finished in the top 20 in all 4 majors last year, which no one really noticed. But
wow.
There you go. You know, he was in the top 10 in 3 of them. So the guy can play. And look, I got up, I heard you just introduce me. I got up at 4:45 Melbourne time this morning to watch, and Cam Smith birdied the first 2 holes. And he is a beast, Cam Smith. He is a super competitor. and he's tough and he doesn't feel the nerves too much, or at least that's his history. And I thought he was going to mow Scheffler down, but in actual fact it was Cam who felt the pressure, and he fell right away, and Scheffler was very solid all day. And in actual fact, for those people who didn't watch it this morning, Scotty Scheffler won by 3, but he 4-putted the last green, which was kind of a bizarre way to finish, to say that you've won the Masters by 4-putting the last green, but he was so far in front, he was actually 5 in front coming up the last. So, yeah, a deserved win, and, I felt flat all day because I thought Cam Smith might get one, and he hasn't got a major yet, so back to the drawing board.
Well, he's got the game to eventually win one, tied for second last year, so he's in and around it. So what happened on the par 3? He just overcooked it, didn't he?
So 12th hole at Augusta's only 150 yards, about 140 metres. Rays Creek runs in front of it, and it does people's heads in, Rowey. Now, I have a personal experience of this. About 10 years ago, I got drawn out of the media draw at Augusta, and I went and played the course the day after the tournament, which you can do if you're lucky enough to get drawn out. And I got to that hole, and my head was coming off because it's such a famous hole, so much mystique about it. And the water runs on an angle towards the right, so if you hit it anywhere right, it just lands on the bank. It either lands in the water or it lands on the bank and runs into the water. So Cam Smith got to the 12th today. He just birdied the 11th hole. I believe got back to within 2 shots at the time. So it's game on. It's game on. He stands on the 12th tee and he hits it in the water. Look, it's the same thing happened to Jordan Spieth. The year that Tiger won, 2019, I believe there were at least 3 or 4 of them who were in contention hit it in the water there. It's not that difficult a hole, or it shouldn't be at least, but it is brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant piece of design because it gets into people's heads. They Smithy, he just hit it too far right. He said it was the worst swing that he put on probably all day. And from that moment on, he took a triple bogey because he had to drop behind the water, and his next one, he obviously was a bit shy about going in the water and hit it too long over the back of the green. Ended up with a triple bogey, and that was the end of the story right there, and Scheffler just walked away with it.
Fat lady singing. Tiger's the other story. Look, started well, made the cut, but he died out. He's clearly under duress.
He sure is. It's quite painful to watch him actually walking, isn't it? I think he's walking like a seriously old man. Look, there's a lot going on there. I think it's in some ways it's just the fact that he's competing is the story, and he said tonight that he will go and play at St Andrews in the 150th Open Championship this year, so he'll get a great reception there as well. His days as a top line golfer, maybe they're not gone. It's hard to write him off, but if you can't walk properly, it's hard. And I always felt like across the 4 days, I mean, he started quite well on day one, didn't he? I always felt like across the 4 days it was really going to test him out. I mean, he's got a full rehab team there with him and all that kind of thing, but he's got bits of metal in his leg and that kind of thing, and he's not getting any younger either. So, look, it was great to see him out there, but a little bit hard to watch at the same time.
Yeah, one of the greats. Martin, thanks for your work.
Good on you, Rowey.
Yeah, good work, Martin Blake there from Golf Australia. The other one was Rory McIlroy, come from the clouds, finished second. He was coming.
The most amazing shot on the 18 out of the bunker.
Shot a 64, the lowest final round score in Masters history. Not bad.
Can I give you 2 quick stats on the golf? Scotty Scheffler becomes the 9th youngest. He was 25 years, 9 months and 20 days. The youngest, Tiger Woods at 21. When Tiger won his first Masters, Scheffler was 9 months old.
Oh, you're
That's how
kidding.
long Tiger's been going around.
And he's won 5 of them.
And Scotty Scheffler went to a high school in Dallas, Texas called Highland Park High School. It's not a bad high school with alumni because Scotty Scheffler's now won the Masters. Matthew Stafford, the quarterback for the LA Rams, went to that little high school. And so did Clayton Kershaw, who was a world champion with the Dodgers.
Fantastic.
So how good is that?
How good's
nice
that?
Sporting pedigree.
Was that your last shout?
Well, I was going to sneak it in, but we're going to do this.
Rowey's Sports Show, Mystery Sports.
Salutes the heavens.
All so executive decision. We've narrowed it down from 4 to 1. If you know what that sporting event is, have another listen.
Rowey's Sports Show Mystery Sports.
Salutes the heavens.
Salutes the heavens. We need a bit of detail. $50 could be yours thanks to the Barrow Hotel Group. Go to it.
You don't have to jump on a plane to find pals from around the world, or even leave the airport. Parafield Airport Liquor Store has thousands of pals in a huge old airport hangar. So maybe their pals are whiskies from Scotland, Ireland and Japan, but that's just some of their pals. With over 300 craft beers, 500 whiskies and over 2,000 wines. New pals from around the world are closer than you think. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
If you have a personal alert system that relies on a landline and is connected to your NBN modem, then be aware it may not be able to make an emergency call during a blackout. It's a worry, but Care Alert has a solution. You could be eligible to upgrade your system to the latest Care Alert Smart Dialer for only $99. That's right, $99. That's a massive 75% off. For more information, go to carealert.com.au or call 1300 75 85 95.
Get 2 on Tuesday at the Adelaide Central Market. 2 hours of free parking before 11 a.m. every Tuesday. With over 70 traders under one roof, shopping at the market is truly local and always fresh. Shop a huge variety of fruit, veggies, seafood, meat, cheese and more. Visit the market every Tuesday for great weekly specials from your favourite traders. Just spend $30 and you'll get 2 hours free parking before 11 a.m. every Tuesday morning. Visit the Adelaide Central Market Facebook page for details.
Not to brag, but AFL's biggest stars are at my place. They're smaller than expected, a little two-dimensional, but only because they're limited edition AFL sports cards. You too can own a piece of footy history with the Select Footy Stars 2022 collection at Sports Card World, plus exclusive jumbo packs and everything you need to keep your collection in mint condition. If you're a collector or interested in collecting, chat to the experts at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
No need to wait. The Good Guys Doorbuster Deals is on now. It's the Easter sale not to be missed. Hop in-store, online or on the phone now to grab yourself a deal at the Good Guys Easter Doorbuster Deals.
The original MasterChef winner,
Julie Goodwin!
Julie's back. Don't be nervous.
It's like saying, don't be 51.
MasterChef fans and favourites starts Easter Monday on 10.
Where can you get $4 drinks at 4 p.m, $5 drinks at 5 p.m, and $6 drinks at 6 p.m? Every single day. Sky City, where else? With happy hours including a selection of house beers, wines and spirits across selected bars, there's one place you can't go past.
Sky City, where else?
T's and C's apply. Enjoy responsibly.
9 p.m, Sapole Radio Room.
Any patrol for an intruder kicking in an elderly couple's door, call taker can hear it, Echo Control at all can assist.
Right now, there's not enough of us on the beat.
Vixen 20?
Vixen 20, I've got nobody. Have to try another district.
Sorry, Vixen 20, 35 jobs pending. Possible patrol from the west, ETA maybe 60 minutes.
Replacing cops who leave just isn't enough. We need to actually grow the force. So when you need us, we'll be there. A message from the Police Association.
Scraped your caravan? Walker Crash Repairs, an RAA-approved caravan crash repairer.
This is Rowey's Sports Show.
Just before we go, apologies, Michaela, a little bit late for the news. Ian, you've won the Sip and Save $100 voucher. Download the app. It's shop.sipandsave.com.au. Congratulations for your input on the show. Righto.
Rowey's Sports Show Mystery Sports.
Salutes the heavens.
All right.
Matt.
So Matt's won a $50 voucher to the Barrows. This could be $200 though, Matt, if you get it right.
Where you go?
Yeah. How you going? I thought I had I thought it might have been the Dean Lucan one, but I think I must have missed that. I'm going to go with Mackay Diva with the Melbourne Cup.
Sorry, Matt. Well played. $50 Barrow Hotel Group voucher.
We will play
$250 tomorrow.
For $250. Stay tuned. Sports Day say Blakey on the way.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio, and on 1395 AM.